Welcome back one more time to the Anderson Experiment. I'm very, very happy to be introducing our next guest. We're a little bit tired, but we're pushing through because we've been filming the whole day. But we're going to have a lot of fun because he's not only a DJ, guess what? He's also an event organizer, an event that you love so much and that you've been pulling up at many times. So, nk'uko mubizi in our culture, ntabwo ngewe introducing abagabo barivuga. I allow men to introduce themselves. He even asked this before. So I will turn around and ask, Kuivuka, tell us about yourself, what you do, your name, everything. Free field for you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Nitkwa DJ Lamper. I'm a DJ producer from Rwanda now. I can say, no?
Right? Yes.
And I'm the founder and CEO of Atmosfera.
Come on.
Yeah.
So you've been here for a minute and you've been seeing Anderson pushing Angel Mutoni to get on stage. Why did you put Angel Mutoni on your stage? For you on the Atmosfera?
So basically, one of the core things about Atmosfera, I always want to make sure that I have women on my lineup. I think this is a very important part of the show.
Yes.
Atmosfera is about highlighting Rwandan talents, and it's a must. We need to have more women on the stage. So I'm trying,
No, the best you
events.
can. Yeah. Because you've already even heard the drummers, the female drummers.
Yeah.
Why are you comfortable putting a rapper though on stage? Because we're always asked when it comes to Kendrick Lamar was here, we didn't have rappers on stage. For John Legend, at least it was pop, so we were able to get some pop. Yeah. But why do you think it's hard to put local rappers on stage, yet we're bringing global international rappers here?
Okay, yeah.
Because I know you work in Afro-house.
Yeah.
So why did you have a rapper on your stage?
So the thing is that, I do Afro-house at Atmosfera, Afro-house 3-step, and I'm a piano. But, we don't have many Afro-house artists in general. So I try to work with what we have. So even if there's artists that doesn't have Afro-house songs or Amapiano songs, what I do, I take their already existing songs and I do like a mashup or remixes so that like this they're able to perform at Atmosfera.
So is that how you also pick up your lineup? Because the whole conversation we're having for me right now is about lineup. Yeah. So Kendrick Lamar was there and they put Bruce Melody and I was like, this is off. Yeah. How do you pick your lineup? Because we always enjoy the lineup at Atmosfera. It's something that I hear every time when I meet people. They're like, the lineup was fire. From not just even like this basic where they're like, because Rwandans, we come late. You've seen it. Sometimes they don't see they don't know the first DJ that played. They don't know the second, but they still enjoy seeing the lineup. They're still, because we have that issue. How do you pick your lineup?
The lineup is one of the most important things that I always try to choose very carefully. And since Atmosfera is a monthly event, I always have to prepare it at least 2 events before. Yes. So maybe I'm preparing the lineup for the upcoming one, the 28th March. But I'm already thinking about the one we're going to do in May, for example. Because also like, we have a limited number of artists and DJs. So I need to be very careful to not repeat the same ones over and over, to choose who to put new, who to give a chance.
Equity, you're always trying to find the equity.
How they make sense together. So it's a big part of the preparation of the event and the event itself. Yeah.
Did you hear? 2 months, 3 months before they announced in less than a month. So we're still fighting. How do we prepare? But I also understand most of people are self-taught. So there's an issue of a week before. You can still, they call you are a DJ. They call you sometimes 2-3 days before and they're like, pull up, you do this and this. And I'm like, you should have given him time to prepare. Enough time to. So how have you also been navigating that? Sometimes they call you 2-3 days before the event and they expect you to give the best, biggest production. How do you deal with having a short time to prepare?
So, but this depends on the event because
Mhm,
if it's
mhm,
about just DJing, they give me okay, you need to DJ for this amount of time, in front of this crowd, this type of music. Okay, it's
Yeah.
okay. Uh,
But
but okay, me, I can talk for my event because I cannot talk for others people's events, but
yes.
for my event specifically, I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I try to curate every single detail.
So
So
the production is
the production
amazing.
is amazing, and all the artists, whoever comes, whoever DJ comes, like they 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 perform even better. Like they
Yes.
really
They give
highlight.
their
They
best.
give their best.
Mm.
So
Yes.
that's why the lineup, even like DJs that normally, maybe people, yeah, they know them, but they're not.
Here and there, a little
But at
bit.
Atmosfera, they look at them like in a different light. They
Yes. A whole, you've given them, like I
yeah,
say, 30 minutes, a whole hour. So the set, they're
yeah,
more focused on them.
and is a consistent like
Yes. Every
when
month.
like now is like whenever you go to Atmosfera, wherever lineup there is, the lineup is gonna be fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because even DJs that are not maybe so big, but when they come to Atmosfera, they really give their best. So yeah, I try to balance between artists that are already known
That's also
and
very important. The upcoming.
yeah, and the upcoming that are very good but not known
Not yet
yet.
known.
Yeah,
So you think about also exposure. You don't just focus on equity in genders. You're also like, how do we make sure
yeah, definitely,
power is balanced?
definitely. That's very important, especially because
Yeah, sometimes we miss that. We search for that and we miss it. It's true. I understand. At some point, I was called always the one who's always pulling unknown artists because on the Anderson Experience, I always made sure I was like, who's like a very good artist that we don't know, and how can we give them 1 hour of a set
yeah.
and to sing. So for you as a man, why is it like? Because it's a question that we have the saying he for she already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when it comes to practicing it, sometimes men are like, well, the numbers are already like below. And when it comes to balancing, for us, it's hard because you're not present. I don't believe that because, for example, you call the drummers.
Yeah.
And everyone pretended like, oh my God, we had not seen that in forever. And I was like, what? They've been here, they've been working. So for you, what's that thing that rings in your mind that says, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's make sure equity is well done, especially on like those fields or the niche already they call us a niche. Afro-house is considered a niche sound in Rwanda.
Yeah.
So why do you care about even the artists you had starving yet full also consider a niche?
Yeah.
So what's that thing that keeps ringing in your mind that makes you have them on?
So for Atmosfera is a combination of it's a balance between all the things to consider it, which
Yes.
is I always try to every event come up with a novelty, with something new, and at the same time I need to promote Afro-house here, which is still kind of new. So how do I do that? Then second, how do I bring people? So I need to balance all these things. So it's a mixture between okay, there is Afro-house DJs that maybe are not so much known, but I know that very good at it. So I balance it out with artists that are more known, that are not specifically Afro-house, but they are very good and they can attract a certain crowd.
Yes.
So I try to balance all the things, and also it's very important for me to have, a female component to the lineup. That's for sure. I don't see myself doing an Atmosfera without females. I wouldn't feel comfortable. Yeah.
So let's go back to the original story of Atmosfera, because already my team is jumping up there trying to talk about that new international artist you're gonna bring. I know it. But let's go back to the original first time, because I'm very, very attached to the first Atmosfera. For you, what made you create Atmosfera? And what was the original version? I know when you start something, you start seeing more and more things, you start wanting to expand.
Yeah.
But for you, what was the original version? What was the original vision? What was the original idea?
Okay, I can say that for the first one, the first original idea was to bring Afro-house to Rwanda and to put Rwanda on the map as a destination with international level entertainment. Those were the two main premises, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how is it going so far? How do you how how are you
It's going very
enjoying
well.
that process?
It's going
Yes.
very well, and of course, it's not
Perfect.
all roses and flowers,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't complain. It's amazing. I think we are really making history right now. It's amazing.
Talking about the history, so you have pulled someone who's performing on the 28th of March. I'm very scared of saying his name. I have to. I'm scared of saying his name wrong because I struggle with ADHD and saying things right. But Icon, he's been repeating it so many times. Can you tell us a bit about? Can you tell us a bit about the guest that you pulled, why you chose him for this lineup, and how you're excited? What are you expecting?
So, yeah, as you said, for this Atmosfera, there's going to be a huge special guest.
Yes.
The biggest special guest we ever had for Atmosfera.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Atmosfera, like, it was never about a big special guest coming and, that's the main thing, and people come because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like few special guests, but not too big.
Yes.
Maybe like they are known in their countries, they're very good, but in Rwanda, they are not known.
But we enjoyed discovering that.
Yeah,
It was
and,
crazy.
on one side, maybe some people, people were curious, but we really saw that there was not really a difference in terms of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So people come to Atmosfera for the experience.
Yes. Yes.
But this time is the anniversary, so I was like, okay, I need to do something special.
Yeah.
And I really have to push Afro-house, three-step, Afro-tech.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, let me invite someone very big, I need to do something crazy, something that will set the tone for the rest of the year.
Yes.
And I had a couple of names in mind, but at the end I was like, okay, him is the perfect one for
Go
this
hard
one.
or go home.
Yeah.
You were like big. We have to make it.
Go big or go home.
You know?
That's the thing. So yeah.
You're like, he's the right one for this lineup.
So yeah, I think, okay, I'm taking a big risk, but I think it's worth it.
So you better pull up. He said big risk. Said let's go.
And
easy.
For who doesn't know, the special guest is Dlala Thukzin from South Africa, and is considered the number one in three-step.
Three-step.
Yeah. So
can you explain to us what is three-step? Because we keep pretending like we get it.
Yeah. So basically,
yeah. Y'all are except Icon. Icon listens and understands, big community, but then the rest of us, please, yes.
So basically, the style of music of Atmosfera are mainly three, which is Afro-house, three-step, and Amapiano. Three-step, to make it simple, is a mixture between Afro-house and Amapiano.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's called three-step because it has this rhythm where the kick is like hitting like 3 times, which is like that's the main characteristic.
When metronome.
Yeah.
He was talking about okay.
But and then it varies between the tracks, and it's not always the same. But
you can add a little bit of sauce,
variation,
but the bass.
But the most typical timing of rhythm of three-step is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Is it why it goes so well with when you fuse it with Rwandan sound?
Yeah.
Because we have also the 3 steps.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 3-step then. Afro-house. What is the difference between or is 3-step under Afro-house?
Again, it's a mixture between Afro-house and Amapiano.
That's 3-step.
Yeah, that's 3-step. Okay. It's like Amapiano and Afro-house made a baby.
And it gave 3-step.
Yeah.
You have to pay me because I know this knowledge you did not have. Even artists were struggling with genres because, Africans, we create new genres every 5 seconds. We fuse things. And by that, talking about that, have you come up with a name for, let's say you have the song Iwachu?
Yeah.
Have you come up with a name for that fusion? Because they could name it Afrofusion and it just goes on the side. But do you have like maybe 3 ideas of what you're thinking of naming that fusion? Because I don't think you have the name yet.
I think I have one.
Yes?
One very specific, which is, okay, Iwachu is I would consider it Afro-house,
Mm-hmm.
but since it's very unique in terms of it's a very strong Rwandan traditional element to it,
Yes.
I think it would be cool to call it Afro-house.
Guafro House.
Afro-house, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. You will be creating because we've been talking about Rwandan sounds a lot.
Yeah.
What's the name for it? Does it even exist?
Yeah.
And we're interested in seeing what are the genres that we can, create fusion, of course, but also the old ones.
By the way, disclaimer, to be honest,
Yes.
I came with this. It actually was Kevin Klein who suggested this name. We were in the studio together. I was actually like mixing and mastering Iwachu. He was there, and he's like, no, you should call it. You should call it
Guafro House.
House, yeah.
I went to school, same class with Kevin Klein, and then he used to get on my nerves. Hi, Kevin Klein. And he was always beating in class. He was always doing metronome, always with the pen. He's an amazing.
By the way, amazing producer.
Amazing.
And he's one of the few that is actually trying to mix Rwandan sound with Afro-house and Tristep. So yeah,
And he's doing
hopefully
a good
even
job.
others will start to do that because we need to grow the scene.
More.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kevin Klein. Hi, Kevin Klein. Okay, so let's go to this one also. Sorry, I have to read. Remember, we've been recording the whole day. If you could change one thing about the music event ecosystem, because you've dealt with system. Now you're not just a DJ. Now you're also a whole event you're organizer. If you could change one thing in the ecosystem in Rwanda tomorrow,
Okay.
what would it be?
Well, me, I'm still kind of new to this ecosystem. I'm still learning it. I'm still adapting to it. What I can say is that with Atmosfera, I'm trying to set a certain standard and I have a set of goals that I want to reach. I would say maybe one thing we can maybe improve. I think we should appreciate more the Rwandan talents we have.
Yes, local Rwandan artists. Yeah, they need to be respected, to be more. When you bring that subject up, every time I've brought it up, now there's a conversation of collaboration. What has been your experience collaborating with artists, and what do you think they can improve on?
Okay, honestly, with my experience with Atmosfera specifically, I received the overall feedback was very good. I feel like artists were very collaborative, very enthusiastic to be part of Atmosfera, to perform at the event. So there's work to do, but I think we are on the right path. And at Atmosfera, we saw it. Like a lot of time we had mainly Rwandan lineup.
Yes.
Hence,
Yes.
everybody loved it. It's almost like when Atmosfera is happening, it was almost like a patriotic moment,
And the songs and the energy and the vibes are very, very patriotic. Two last questions. First one, you don't have to tell us the names because we know how you show your lineup. You first show shadows. How many women will be on this lineup for 28th of March?
Okay, but I can't
names.
Spoiler, but I can say that there's a good
number
of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pull up at Atmosfera. Last. I love to allow guests to ask a question to the audience or anything you want to say. So is there a question or something you would like to say to the audience?
More of a question is an invite. Come to Atmosfera, 20th March.
Yes.
And it's gonna be incredible. The first time we do it out of Mundi, we do it at Kigali Conference and Exhibition Village, or as also known as Camp Kigali.
Yes, Kigali.
And
pull up.
It's gonna be crazy. If you already came to Atmosfera, you know how it is.
You know the vibes.
But this one is gonna be another level. Like
are we gonna eat cake? Because I know the cake lovers in this room. Are we gonna eat cake? You get the answer when you come. Come at Atmosfera, you'll know if you eat cake or not. One last thing. We have a tradition. We normally do this at the beginning. Now I'm doing this at the end. So we have 2 cups of shea butter, scented. Do you want to try them and tell us your honest review? Be careful with these mics. You're gonna smell, so you're gonna watch it, smell it, and tell me which one you like.
Okay.
Because I'm getting like people mhm,
Mhm.
have very, very different opinions on it. And then I'm gonna explain to you why the product.
Okay. They are very different.
Very, very different.
What's the use
Which
of
one
it?
is your favorite?
The use of it is for
So it's for the whole body, for the hair, for the skin. It's shea butter, and normally shea butter is very. It smells really bad when it's not scented, and it's being distributed by a woman. So I picked a business for this month of March that I'm gonna push that is being headlined by a woman. Yes. So which one you like? Do you like the grape or do you like the citronella?
the citronella.
Grape. The
Yeah.
You thank you. So please, I told you. So she said the citronella smells bad, and I like it. I was
The
like,
citronella is the one on the right, right?
yes, this
that
one.
Yeah.
She was like, no, grapes is better, and I was like, no, it's more girly. This one is more girly. This one sounds more like
if it's a product that you put on the skin, I
Yeah.
would
prefer
that.
citronella.
Yeah.
Liz, wherever you are, more citronellas for us who like healthy smelling skin. So thank you so much for supporting. Thank you for being here. We will pull up at Atmosfera. Thank you for putting women on stage and making sure everything is well done in terms of equity. And not just women, but also in like even artists that are growing, because sometimes we also don't highlight upcoming artists. And it's very, very important that both equities are happening both in genres, but also in levels, power.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know the vibes of Atmosfera. I don't have to scream. We already know ourselves. Let's double the number. Bring your friend and your friend bring your friend so that we fully celebrate properly at Camp Kigali on the 20th of March with a special guest that I'm scared to say his name because I'm scared to say it wrong.
Dlala Thukzin.
They have a way of saying it. What's the thing? Dlala
Tutsi.
Dlala Thukzin. Dlala Thukzin. So pull up. Let's have fun. Let's dance. Let's celebrate the 1 year as a community. What's the name for the community? Last question. What's the name of community for the Atmosfera? Because we need to start calling ourselves that thing. I am Atmosfera.
Yeah.
We are Atmosfera. All the Atmosfams, pull up.
Yeah.
Pull up. Thank you so much, Lampa, for coming.
Thank you.
We can't wait to have you more episodes, because I'm interested in touching on different also points. Yeah. So pull up one more time, and you pull up one more time, and thank you so much for coming. I think this is gonna be the break. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna first enjoy the jacket, and then we're gonna come for Atmosfera. It's good. Yay!